Welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. My name is Michael, and happy 4th of July. This is a great day. It's a day that we celebrate independence here in the United States. And the reading I'm going to do tonight, as it turns out, is about independence, yours. For this reading, I'll be pulling 5 cards. The decks I'm using for the first card is Alchemy Elementals. This is by Shamen Durek. It's a beautiful deck. It's very complex. He pulls in many different elemental spirits and energies into these cards. And so for this one, when I come to it, I will be reading from the book on this. The cards 2 through 5 are coming from the True Self Tarot. It's a beautiful photograph deck, and it's a little different than any that I've seen. I've only used it once before. And when I come to one of the cards, I'll mention it, but it is the reason why I felt drawn to this particular deck, because this card is different than I've ever seen it portrayed. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. So the purpose behind this reading is a look at your life path, your spiritual path, where you are right now. Now, we use spiritual path. That really just means your life path. Not everything is spiritual. You're a spiritual being here having a human experience. So everything you do is part of your spiritual journey, if you want to look at it that way. So let's get started. The very first card is the current lesson or the current situation you're currently facing. And everything we go through in life is part of the learning process. So this card is water, ocean, and moon. And this is about going deep within to find the answers and exploring the unknown depths of yourself. So I'm going to read from the book on this one. It says, there exists a deep well of knowledge within our emotions and our intuition, but there is no shortcut to these treasures. The only way to access this wisdom is to journey into the deepest depths of ourselves and to trust the subtle, sensitive truths that await us there. This knowledge is delicate. Sometimes it is only half formed, molded of metaphor, image, symbol, and feeling. Trust the knowingness that exists inside of you. Dare to perceive what is hidden and can only be found through your intuition. Do not doubt this knowledge, and do not doubt your ability to access it. Your confidence is the key to unlocking the secrets that lie within. Now, this card sets the tone for the entire reading, because this is about tapping into your intuition, what you know to be true for you, but what is often overlooked because others are telling us other things that they expect us to follow and listen to. And all too often we do that and we get off track. So the second card is, how is this current situation or lesson showing up now? And this is the 7 of Swords. Now, this one is the card that I mentioned that when I first glanced at the card, I thought it was one of the pinnacles, working hard on something, but it's swords. And remember, swords are about our thoughts. So on this card, and you'll see on the screen also the way the card normally shows up in Rider-Waite. So you'll see there is a big difference there. In the Rider-Waite deck, when that card would pop up, often it's about deception or something going on behind the scenes, someone stealing, or something like that. This card is completely different. And again, I believe this is the reason, this particular card, which is so key to this entire reading, this is the reason why I was drawn to this deck. If you look at this, you see a person working, they're carving on something in wood, and they're being watched over by somebody else. And so this is really the energy I got from this. Is the first word I heard was deception. When I saw 7 of Swords, that's the first thing that popped in my head. But I was really not feeling that it was being deceived by someone. It's a deception within yourself. So this is working and living to please other people. This is about your spiritual path. So it's not necessarily about your job necessarily, your regular career or something, but it's about what you're doing with your life. This has to do with your purpose, your destiny, why you came to Earth to start with. So, are you in sync with your feelings and thoughts about what you want to be doing? Or are you listening to other people? Now, if you'll notice on this card, this person is using it's a very like an old tool to do something. So it's kind of an archaic method of doing something. And that's what I was drawn to right off the bat. Now, these are modern day people. You can see by the tattoo there, really cool tattoo on his arm. And all of the rest of the cards in this deck are pretty much modern times. This one is a little different. It depicts an older way of doing something. And I think that's the key, is that there are a lot of different on our path or in our life, we're going to have people that are telling us, well, no, this is the way it's always been done. You have to stick to tradition. You have to do this, follow this path or journey. Especially when it comes to career, for example, when we're starting into college, we have to choose our major, or in a vocational school or whatever, we have to choose which path we want to go. And so often that is based on money. And that's not necessarily in sync with what your life purpose is. We're not here to gain a lot of wealth and be, we want to be comfortable, of course, but that's not our sole purpose. We are here to learn about ourselves, to grow as an individual, the powerful beings that we are inside of this physical body. That's what we're here to do. When we're in sync with that, everything else seems to work itself out. So this card, how this is showing up for you is you may be trapped in old patterns and beliefs, and they're not yours. And that's where you're having some challenges here. You've been doing things the way that others want or the way that others always have, and you're realizing this is not working for me. I am not happy. This is messed up. I can't give any real reasons as why I should be changing or doing something different, but I know this isn't the right path for me. What do I do? So right now, the Seven of Swords is showing there is some deception, and that could be within yourself, of allowing yourself to believe that you have to continue a path when it's just not right for you. And again, when I say path, that's anything in your life you're dealing with. You will know what resonates with you. So what do you see and feel? This is card number 3, and this is the Five of Pentacles. And I could sum this up by saying you are possibly feeling abused, used, and not in control. You really aren't. And there's a lot of fear there. You've been beaten down, and you could have been or in the process of being fearful of being rejected by people. They just walk away. They don't get you. They don't understand what you're doing. They want nothing more to do with you because it doesn't jive with how they think you should be living your life. So you may have a fear of being abandoned, pushed aside, ignored, or even outcast. If it's a family that's calling the shots, you could almost feel orphaned if you're rejected by them. And for this card, orphaned is what I picked up on, is this feeling of what will I do? I'll be all alone. So that's currently what you're feeling and what you're seeing around you as you're in this transition that you're in. And that's what this is. It is a transition of changing course. Card number 4 is what is not seen currently, or what hasn't fully come to light currently. And this is the moon. Now, the moon always comes right before the sun. And in the moonlight, things are still in shadow. It's not clearly illuminated. You can get just a hint of something depending on the phase of the moon, of course. But right after the moon, you have the sun where everything is fully illuminated and you can see it all in the light of day. So this is showing that what you're not possibly seeing right now is that this is a life lesson that's playing out. Life lessons. Many times we only identify the big ones, those things that are just in your face. There's no way you can possibly miss it. It's boom, it's there. And it's almost can be a catastrophic moment for a lot of people, or it's something it's such a twist of fate, or it's a plot twist and you can't miss it. But the majority of our life lessons play out in the everyday routine things, those things that are just happening subconsciously, that we're just in the pattern, the cycle. We just go and go and go and go until some point where we realize, wait, stop. Why am I doing that? I don't feel that. I don't like that. Why have I always done it that way? So life lessons, the biggest ones and the most that we have, the majority of them that we have, I meant to say it that way, is the everyday routine that we give no thought about. We just continue in the pattern and dig a trench, it gets deeper, 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 deeper. And eventually that plays out and we realize I should have seen that long ago. So this is about having faith in your intuition. You may not realize how much intuition you actually have, but you're feeling that you have it. And you know you do, because if you didn't feel something telling you that something's wrong, if you didn't feel that, then what's your intuition? That's what's telling you. Pay attention. Your intuition is saying, pay attention. Look all around you, see what's happening, start to notice the patterns. So have faith in your intuition, have faith in your dreams and what you know to be right for you. It does not matter what other people are telling you. You can be polite and listen, but you still have to make your own choice because you are in sole control of your path and your life. Facing your hidden subconscious desires and fears, these types of things, again, may not have fully come to light, but you feel them very strongly. They're all around you, and that's what's bugging you. That's what's possibly keeping you up at night, and that's what's making you realize that you're not happy with the things around you. In fact, it could be to the point right now where things are actually triggering you. We hear that expression a lot, like, oh, I was triggered by that. And it's almost as if it's someone else's fault. No. If we are triggered by something, that is a red flag saying to us, pay attention to that, look deeper into that. That's a life lesson. That's something you have to work on. So triggers are there for a reason. And if you're being triggered by things, really stop and think about that, because right in that trigger, whatever that is, that emotional thing, that's where the lesson is, and that's where the answers lie. So the moon, as I said before, comes just before the sun. And with the sun, you have full expression and clarity. So right now in the moon phase, this is slowly coming to light. You're feeling it, and you're starting to see it play out all around you. It's happening because it's time to make a decision on how you're going to move forward. How are you going to move forward into the sunlight? The same person you always were in the darkness, and you're just going to continue that pattern on and on and on, or are you going to come out differently? Not doing this, not really stopping and thinking about what's happening, only prolongs the unhappiness and the dissatisfaction you have with your life right now and the direction that it's going. The only one that can change the direction is you. So if you don't change it, it will continue to build up until you just explode. And that doesn't always play out well. The last card is one way, one idea, just one way to move forward. And this is the Hermit. Now, this is a great card. This card is saying, be the hermit. Be the hermit. Go within. Go into yourself and pay attention and get more acquainted with your intuition, with your higher self. That's what that's coming from, your higher self. Seek counsel from your higher self, not everyone else. Because when we ask other people things, they're going to give us their perspective, their idea of how they would do it. And that's fair because it's their path, their journey, whatever. They have a way they're going to do it, but their way is not your way. You have a unique path that only you can walk. So only you can make those decisions. No one can give you the answers that you seek the way that your higher self can do. So this isn't one of those, I'm going to, get a card reading and they'll tell me what to do. They will not tell, card readers will not tell you what to do. They will read the current energy. They'll let you know what's happening, just kind of like I'm doing right now. But it's ultimately up to you of how you move forward. If you choose not to move forward at this time, that's okay. The lesson is still there to be learned, and it'll just be presented in a different way. It'll keep happening over and over until finally you get it and you pass that lesson, and then it's on to the next. But the experiences that you've had and the knowledge that you've gained have made you very wise. Don't discredit yourself or your wisdom. It's time to seek your inner counselor, because you have this. Your guides are there helping you on the different projects, but you have a guardian angel that is there specifically throughout your entire life to help you on your life path to fulfill your purpose and to meet this life's destiny that you're supposed to do. Believe in that, have faith in it, go within, and have faith in yourself. So my closing message for this is that Independence Day represents freedom from tyranny and the rulership of others. That's kind of the story in the United States, right? And on your life's journey, are you allowing others to govern you? Think about this. Are you allowing others to call the shots for your life, to direct your steps, and to tell you which path you're supposed to follow? I've used this in many different readings, but it comes from a dance song that I loved. And one of the lines says, if you don't know your destination, who controls your destiny? Think about that. So take ownership, take rulership over your life, because it's yours. Make it the most that you can. Walk your path and live free. That's what you're meant to do. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Happy July 4th, and thank you for following me on the metaphysical journey. I hope that all of you have an amazing rest of your day and have a great week. Bye.